I think that people, for one, I think people will gripe about how they want the soup made, but at the end of the day, if it's a good tasting damn soup, you're happy with it. I'm just saying, like, like it's, and you worry about the rest later. Like, I don't think that these teams that do get caught and get some kind of sanctions afterwards, that their fan base is like, oh my God, I'm so upset. I'll never watch another game again. It's like, no, you enjoyed that championship game in a moment. You enjoyed that championship season in a moment. And I'm not saying that's what I want Michigan to do. I'm just saying that sometimes people need to just take a step back and really think about it. Like, I just want to win. I just want to win. No, I don't want to be unethical. No, I don't want to, be dirty. But there's so much that goes on behind closed doors. I've had, guys who went to Michigan, players who went to Michigan, who's told me about things that happen behind closed doors that the people, the general public doesn't know. The things that coaches will say to you. They'll say stuff like, it's just not at Michigan. It's just like big time football everywhere. Like, like they'll say stuff like, man, no, you need to pick it up, or we'll pull your scholarship, dude. You need to pick it up today. You've been lacking in practice. Like it is like these kids aren't coddled and protected once they get to campus. They are really fighting for their scholarships. Like when you play for a big time football program. So we gotta understand that we don't want to know everything that happens behind closed doors. What these kids go through, what they're threatened with, in terms of their scholarship. Like so you gotta wake up and understand that this is a business. And the whole objective of business is to win and to make money and be successful. So whatever you have to do by legal means to do so has to be done. So that's how people have to approach it. Don't think about this as amateur athletics. No, this is big time business, big time big time football. Big time, it's a professional sport in its own way. You know, go ahead.
And it was that before NIL. Like these guys weren't getting paid, quote unquote, but this was still a monster business. I mean the revenues and things like that these big time football teams are making, like, is crazy. Like,
Hmm.
so this was big time football and big business before NIL came into it. Essentially, these kids are getting, well, not even 1% of the pie when you look at college football as a whole. They're getting, yes, it's a lot of money, but in the grand scheme, they're getting nothing. So,
Hmm.
let's not make it seem like we're now, that these somehow billionaires and millionaires are hurting because they give a kid $500,000 or $1 million or $5 million, whatever the case. Like, these guys aren't hurting. And why do you think they can give them that much money? Like, because they're going to make more on the either the program or something on the back end. So it's just not. It's this notion that, like, these kids are, somehow breaking the bank, and that, these collectives don't have enough money. Let's relax on that. This was a big business well before NIL got introduced.
Football. College football is one of the main attention grabbers of most universities. Unless your kid is looking at going to like an Ivy League school, more times than not, the way they pretty much know about a program is through football, right? They might not even watch football, but they like, oh, their parent or friend, like that's how you hear about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the main driver. It's king, in this country. It's not baseball, it's football. So you have to consider that. If your football team is really good at your university, you're going typically. I believe studies are that when your football team has a good year, the following enrollment increases slightly compared to the previous year. It's just kind of how it is, at least for the major programs across the country. So it's just I just wish people would kind of change their thinking on it, and just embrace like, look, the world is changing. Do I think it's do I think I do I trust an 18-year-old making $1 million? No, I don't. I wouldn't want that on anybody. I'm sure it's a cool life to have, but it's like that's a lot of pressure. You're nowhere near there. There are 30, 40, 50 year olds who can't manage their money. How in the world is an 18-year-old supposed to manage their money? You know, and handle all the expectations that go with. There is a downside to a lot of downside to this in terms of the impact on the player in their lives, and we will see that years down the line after we continue to see the effects of NIL and this explosion of NIL. But we don't know that now, and we really can't worry about that because we're in it, right? And
Hmm.
but while we're in it, Des, we got to roll with it, and we'll worry about the fallout later, and we'll see what happens. And if there needs to be adjustments, it'll be made at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean we can beat a dead horse, but I think if Michigan is going to, if they're not going to get in the game, then they're going to get left behind. And if they are going to get into it, then we got something to talk about, and I think they're potentially gonna do something. So, D Rock, with I hear the IRS is making some calls. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw one scoop, John. Yeah, Iowa at Kinnick worries me. It worries me too, but don't let Dad hear that. He thinks that that is essentially a scrimmage type atmosphere. So whatever.
Well, if you kick a field goal, you're gonna win the game. So I think Michigan will be fine. I
Be
just
careful. Don't let
I'm
Corey
just not
hear that.
even.
Well, according to Corey, I mean, like all Michigan has to do is fumble punts and miss field goals and all kind of uncharacteristic things, and Iowa has a chance to win. But whatever. I'm leave Corey alone, man. He's great at what he does, and
He
he's
is.
a
Corey doesn't
trooper.
need to be catching strays. Not today. Iowa week,
Yeah.
he can catch some strays, but not now. Not now. But yeah, I just you're the better team. Just go win at Kinnick. I don't care if it's Kinnick or a parking lot. You're the better team. Go and win. That's what really good teams do. So
Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. That's going to be a long night. Like I think that probably flex. I would assume it's flexed to a night game, but if it's not, that's going to be a long day. I'm going to be pissed if they lose. Don't get it twisted now. I
of
won't be coming up here.
course,
I'm not going to be coming up here and service some soft serve ice cream. Talking about hey, that's a tough place to play. We just couldn't handle it. No, I'm going to be livid. So I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm just kind of laying out what's in front of them. But they are the better team. They are the better program. Get it done. But we'll talk about that when we get there.